CTV family. Catch us live on your TV screens.
Catch us live on the TV screen every weekday between the hours of 4 and 5. Welcome back. If you're just joined us, senior panels from Eskoleni Zase Delft. We are talking about the impact coronavirus has on students, parents, teachers, as well as them, as the education system and itself, and the lack of support from the government and everything in between that. Welcome back to Zekona. We want to talk about homeschooling. We want to understand if you guys feel that we are ready for homeschooling as South Africans. I have my views, but I won't share them. Please, Mr. Are we ready for homeschooling?
Personally, I like being at home. I love being at home. In grade 12, there's no home time. You just go to school every single day. You don't get weeks of nothing. So it's kind of bad, but it's kind of good also. So homeschooling, I don't think my mom would go for homeschooling. Me and my mom has had a lot of arguments about homeschooling, and teenagers always wanting to be right, but then they said mother that just wants to be there. So homeschooling for me, I don't think I would do good with homeschooling, because you need to focus on your work. You need to have that. You need to see learners around in the class. You need that interaction with your classmates. So, and homeschooling, I don't think that would benefit the learner at all, and the parent as well. There's also that problem financially as well, because in homeschool teachers, they ask a lot of money, and with all these COVID stuff, with the virus going on, a lot of our parents were retrenched, and they even lost their jobs. So I wouldn't say I don't support homeschooling, but I wouldn't go for it.
Especially if, like from grade 1 to grade 11, you were at school socializing with other learners, then boom, we have to be at home. There's no interaction with other students, and there's a reason why schools were built, so that learners can actually learn how to engage and cope with other people. As a teacher, do you think South Africa as a country is equipped enough and is ready enough to go the homeschooling route?
I don't think we are ready.
Yeah.
As a country, especially with the high rate of unemployment in our country, already, a lot of parents are unemployed. They cannot afford internet, laptops, tablets, and all of that. And also those who are working, who's going to monitor that the child is doing the work at home? So I don't think we are ready.
When I was in high school, we had a student who was homeschooled all his life until grade 11. He had a difficult time blending and adapting with all of us. He used to be quiet, try to converse with him. I suppose that psychologically has an effect as well if you are homeschooled. Because you've never been homeschooled, grade 12, being able to interact with other students.
I don't think she is ready for homeschooling. Because why? So some focus are trying to do into school. While mama can shout noise so I don't think uzokwazi focus enough, and I'll have to admit I'm co-motivated right now, co-motivated like Gala and Sinai, so you just have to cope.
Yeah, and right now let's take a look at what you guys have to say on WhatsApp. Let's take a look.
The Department of Education was not prepared for the virus in 2021. I say this because instead of an adjusted curriculum in 2020, parts of that curriculum were pushed into 2021 without any assurance of the resurgence of the virus, of which in the end it did. And even after experiencing the difficulties of studying during COVID or during the lockdown, effective study programs had not yet been developed for studying during the lockdown, as we cannot rely on any of the social networks or social platforms. In terms of COVID positive learners in my school, the process was not really effective or efficient, as it would take days for the school to find out if a learner had tested positive for the virus, and it would take days after that for the school to clear any possible traces of the virus.
We are still talking about the impacts of the COVID-19 on educational curriculum right here in South Africa. And we've got students all the way from Leiden High School and one student from the University of the Western Cape, Ubudum Dala Wabantwana, who has the experience when it comes to this thing. As Ubudum Dala up studio Wabantwana, there are things that we went through at school, and we had to be at school every single day. And when you got into varsity, I'm sure some of your experiences were to attending classes. Do you think our higher educational institutions are ready for students to be at home and do distance learning?
Well, that's a 50-50.
Yeah.
Depending on ubana upi omnyi upi. Yeah.
Does that play a role as well? Yeah, I want to find out how so.
If mna ndise kaya ezilalini omnye uselokishini, this one will be able to attend zonke classes, even on Google Meets, even akazuphazamiseka nganto yabo. Mna on the other side, yazibona cell phone towers as a network zithanda unqaba ngapha yeah, so it depends up. Hence I found bana a university that place is very conducive of studying, because kuyahlalwa ngapha, and you even find that kwi-room yakho you've got your bed and your study table, and then there are many rooms to study, and which is very quiet. Yeah. So, it's best to be on campus than at home, because as we baleka at home, you've got your siblings, you've got your sister,
yeah. Colors are university students, but in high school, and I also want to find out, how was the social distancing? How did you manage the social distancing? How did you make sure that at 18 all students are sanitized, all students have a mask, and then the class in
Okay, to be honest, at 18, I can't control that much. Kona koyo, but it's a lack of staff, because you have to receive. But at 18, if you receive a class in, so I was 18 and in the class at the same time. But when they get to the class, they know they have to sanitize, and they are socially distanced, they are a meter apart. Yeah, so
I've seen a lot of videos online. I call it social distancing that's happening in classes, right? And as like, speaking of social media, there was another video circulating. The Connolly class was trying to do a presentation in class. The disruptions. The Kongotizi njengapha inkukhu lo uzama uthulisa sister yakhe, because if it's a lot. I can only imagine the struggle that you guys are going through. Abanye abantu bathetha afternoon rather programs eziba mahlangabezane nani. Zikhona is available pha kunesikolweni kanye pha kwekazi.
Esikolweni.
Zikhona esikolweni. Okay. Siyanceda kanye kwezingantoni ba?
Siyanceda. Because I'm not going to look and do in seven school because it's a look.
And somehow we like a paper next year.
I got to
uzothi usithi uyabhala afike elona ukhabe nezoncwadi zakho kwathi sihlafuna izijomo zakho phandle
yabona
so into ezinjalo ngikwazi ukuconcentrate xa sekhaya ndibhala esikoleni umsebenzi wami wesikolo.
Yeah, which is where that's where again the afternoon after school programs do come in. As a grade 11 learner, how helpful are the after school programs esikoleni sakho?
Well, they're really helpful. Azinceda kakhulu because umisi like iba into sivanga ngelo xesha eklasini azini umisi mandithi sinale maths afternoon class then uzasincedisa utishala sithi yimatishala let's recap phakula ndawo I did not understand you so cela undi explainele again so uzaphinda explain
kutheni wenza class in London
Aloko mhlambi i-periods zimfitshane and uleqa ezinye izinto. So yeah, and then xa sifika kwi-afternoon class ndingathi ke utishala andiyivanga laa ndawo. And ke i-maths nayo iyahlupha uthi elapho utishala ucinga uba okay I understand it. Then mawuphume nje 2 minutes I can't remember what utishala babesithini. Injalo nakwi-accounting. So then as afternoon classes uthi I don't think ukuba ninakuva misi. So aku explainele then.
So these afternoon programs are good in terms of recapping and asking questions to teachers, because the class in next chapter has to move on and make sure that they actually cover all the work that needs to be covered. But right now we're going to take a look at what the Minister of Basic Education, Mama Enji Mushekha, had to say about the impacts of COVID-19 on the basic education side of things. Let's take a look at this.
Singama governing body, ama unions, ama province, abazali babantwana aba need uncedo, nezikole zizimele. Sivumele ngokuthi yebo isimo sibi, ama infection aphakeme, futhi into enzima asayina sebantwaneni. Kodwa into efanele siyenze ukuthi si manage lenkinga school by school. Makhona inkinga esikoleni esithize makubhekwane nakuleso sikole esithize. Makhona inkinga kwi-province ethize.
CTV family.